Good morning from Los Angeles. Sorry about the delay. Um, I'm not in the best mood this morning with what's happening in my beautiful city. Um, but this is not a political channel. I'm not going to talk about it really. But yeah, it was a rough weekend for Angelinos, and everybody has an opinion about it. And I have mine as well, but I'll keep it for myself as opposed to boring you guys with what it is. So welcome to Trading with Sergio. Every Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And going to keep doing these as long as I am able to. To be perfectly honest, market's just grinding higher. Not much to do. If you're long, you're happy. Will there be a rug pulled at some point? Probably. It almost has the same feeling as 2023, 2024. Grinding higher, VIX going lower, back at the usual range, as we call it. So, I'll put the link up if you guys want to come up today. We can discuss whatever you guys want to discuss. Before then, the schedule for this week is going to be, obviously today, Trading with Sergio. I'm putting a lot of good content. Please go check those out. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because looking at the metrics, about close to 80% of the people who are watching the videos are not subscribed. So it will help the channel. Put a thumbs up if you like the content, share if you like it, and if you do subscribe, turn on all notifications. So you help the channel out without doing much other than touching a few tabs. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I will post my open positions, full transparency, on the community page. It's on the channel. I do it about 2 p.m. Pacific after the markets close, so you can go check those out. None of it is trading or financial advice. I'm doing it just to be transparent, show you the wins, show you the gains, show you the losses, whatever it is. On Fridays, I do Power Hour, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Same thing, but I'll talk more about topics. Last Friday, I had talked about topics, putting up some good videos. Please go check those out. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just kind of venting, actually. But what do we have today? Let me see, actually. It's on my phone. Let's see what kind of economic data we have today. Well, Atlanta Fed GDP now data, not much importance, really. May CPI inflation data, that's important, Wednesday. 10-year note auction, that's going to be important. As we know, our rates are going up. Thursday, May PPI inflation, that's producer price index. That's going to be important. Michigan inflation expectations data and Michigan consumer sentiment on Friday. Honestly, I don't pay too much attention to pretty much any of this economic data, because I believe our government's gaslighting us anyway. 1 month they'll say something, they'll beat the expectations, market will behave one way, but the next month, when this next set of numbers are coming out, they will not only review it, but they will revise those numbers, and most of the time it's downward, like it happened with the unemployment numbers last Friday. Numbers come out next month, they get revised downward by massive amounts. So look, short term, very short term, they do move markets. I think it's meaningless, but the gaslighting continues. It's been going on. I do pay attention to a certain degree, but not much more. So back at the schedule. So Monday, Trading with Sergio. Friday, Power Hour, both 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We have an amazing members group that I'm working on, building a community within a community, basically. Great ideas floating around. And what they get? Well, they get an extra live stream every week, every Wednesday, between 3 and 5 p.m. Pacific, depending on my schedule. Obviously, the replays of that, more importantly, without, again, being trading or financial advice. They get live access to all my trades. Granted, I post them for the regular subscribers on the community page, but I may be in and out already by the time you look at it. Again, none of this is trading or financial advice. If you're going to tag along, what I do is not for everyone. What I do is for me. That's the way I do it. I'm just doing it for transparency reasons, not for you to follow me or trade or copy what I'm doing. Because my goal on this channel is not to give you a fish, it's to teach you how to fish. And if you really want to learn, you should become a member. Click on join. You'll email me, sergio@sergioavedian.com, and I will send you the Telegram chat group link, which, wonderful chat group. I think you will benefit from it. So those are the perks of becoming a member and supporting the channel that way. Let's see. As we know, the fallout of Elon and him quitting Doge and going full-time back to his multiple companies that he's running has been publicized quite a bit. I had my opinions about it. I called it the Jerry Springer Show is in Washington. I put a lot of content this weekend, and I'm going to put a lot of content about it or about Tesla during this week. So please go check those out. Subscribe, turn on notifications so you get notified. There isn't much to say. Public breakup, really. But I think things have cooled off a little bit, and specifically what's happening in Los Angeles. But then now there's other protests that are going to be scheduled or are happening all around the country. Again, I'm not going to make comments on that. If you guys do want to make a comment on it, put it in the chat, but I'm not going to respond to those. So let's take a look at it. Traveler, Manny P, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. So what I'm noticing is that obviously we're in a bullish phase. Again, we're very close to all-time highs on the triple Qs and the SPX. And, market's grinding higher. And what else is happening is Bitcoin is 108,000. It's just not pulling back. And Michael Saylor, through strategy, keeps buying Bitcoin. Although MNAV is getting squeezed a little bit, which is multiple to net asset value, down to about 1.55, 1.55. My range is about 1.4 is a buy, 2 is a sell on MSTR. If you're trading MSTR, I do not trade Bitcoin. I bought more this morning. I've been DCAing all year, every Monday morning when I wake up, literally. And DCA meaning dollar cost average. Actually, averaging up, because I bought Bitcoin in 2016. I did not buy it until the start of this year again, just for the fact that I think all the dark clouds have been lifted off Bitcoin. And I believe in the mechanics of it. I believe in what it stands for. I've said this a million times. I had a good friend of mine that I interviewed on the channel. He said something that hit me, hard. He said, folks, don't slave harder. Save in hard assets. Well, proof is in the pudding. What's happening to gold? What's happening to Bitcoin? What's happening? Although Bitcoin may not be considered a hard asset, let's say a digital asset, right? And a lot of people have opinions about Bitcoin, that it's a Ponzi scheme, that it's worthless, it means nothing, doesn't have any intrinsic value, like a gold bar of gold, let's say, right? And I disagree. I think what the government, and this is not, again, political, what both sides have done to the US dollar is shameful, really. They gaslight you saying everything is fine, inflation is fine, GDP is fine, this is fine, it's all good, unemployment is fine, it's all good. But then your $100 bill is losing 6 to 7% of its value every single year. Well, that's called debasing of the currency. How do you protect yourself from that? You need to be in hard assets. Look at real estate, right? Look at gold, look at Bitcoin. All these assets, different types of assets, hard assets, are performing really, really well. That's because that's the only way to protect yourself against debasing of the currency or the inflation in this country. So, and this has been going on a long, long time in the history of humanity, okay? even from the Egyptian days. People would buy gold, and because yes, transfer of gold is really not that easy, and it's not a finite commodity, but still, there are reasons for why gold is at 3,200. There are reasons why China is selling our bonds and buying or getting rid of dollar-denominated assets and buying gold by the tons. Proof is in the pudding. I don't have to say much about that. So yeah, by the way, don't trade Bitcoin, hodl Bitcoin. Trade the surrogates, trade the proxies, trade MicroStrategy, trade 2x ETFs, trade IBIT if you want, or trade BITX, which is the 2x ETF of IBIT, and IBIT being the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. You don't have to buy physical Bitcoin. I like physical Bitcoin. I buy it. I put it into my custody, take it out of Coinbase, put it in my cold wallet. That's the way I've done it. That's the way I'm going to do it. I will never sell Bitcoin. Not because it's going to a million or whatever. I don't know where it's going to go, but it's a finite asset, and not exactly an inflation hedge, but I need to protect my dollars. And if I keep it in the bank, it's going to lose 6-7% of its value every single year. At least keep pace with that, as opposed to just lose 6-7%. A lot of people put money in savings accounts and things like that. I mean, even if you put your money in Robinhood at 4% or in money market at 4%, you're still losing value because inflation running 6-7% a year, or debasing of the currency is happening at that rate. Yes, granted, you're not losing as much as you were losing 4 years ago when interest rates were zero. You're still losing, but it's better than nothing, right? Protecting yourself as much as you can. And with that said, I'm going to go to my positions. Oh, let me put this up if any of you want to come on. There's that. And here's that. Here's that. Apple dumped huge. Yeah, they have they had a big meeting today with Apple. What do you call it? Let's see. Yeah, wow, it did dump huge, down 3. Yeah, they had a conference with their what is it called? Apple what conference? Hold on a second. You're right there. Apple event. What event was that? Yeah, Apple's keynote, including new iOS, iPads. So they they do the Apple WWDC Worldwide Developer Conference. It's happening live actually, but then short term it dumps. Apple I think is way behind of all the other big names, Mac 7s, when it comes to AI and LLMs, large language models. So I think Siri has been awful for Apple anyway, and I personally started using a lot more Gemini because it's integrated in my Android. Apple doesn't have one really, a native one anyway. So who are they going to make a deal with? Are they going to make a deal with ChatGPT or whatever? That may be the reasons, or the new product cycle is not there. I don't know, honestly. But let's take a look at the positions. Hope you guys can see this. My account's doing fine. I had a really, really good week last week and trimmed a lot of things, but core positions are still staying. I think trading less is the right idea, although everything I'm looking at is just exploding the next day. So I'm hot actually, but I'm not following through with the trades, which is shameful, but it is what it is. There's a time to press. There's a time to pull back. Still account up over 30% for the year. Actually, I'm very close to a new all-time equity high. So doing fine. Got 6 months to go. No rush. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So let's take a look at the positions. All right. I'm in Webull. Same thing. I will post these today. I'm short the 12.5 puts, long the 12.5 calls. Long the 15 calls, and short 25 calls. So position is down a couple $1,000, but I like it. I don't mind. I mean, I sold the puts at almost $2, so I don't mind owning Bitcoin. Webull, not Bitcoin. Webull at 10.5. I may sell some more puts actually. So that's that. Been long EVgo for a while. Still long 5,000 shares. I added actually on the way down. So I sold calls twice. Once for a dime, the fours weeklies. One for 7 cents, and today I sold them for 25 cents. Those are the $4 strikes. So keep lowering the cost basis. Stock's 414, up over a couple $1,000 on the position alone without the calls. So far so good. Love this company. Oscar Health, have a synthetic on with the July 18th expiration. Long 25 calls, 25 of the $15 calls, and short 25 of the $15 puts for July. Position up about, again, 2,500. So we'll just keep it as is. I like this company. I'm going to add to it. Pony AI. I had a pair trade going. I was 20 down to 13 with WeRide. I am going to sell the last of my long puts. These are expiring June, coming up in a couple of weeks, June 20th. So I pretzeled myself in this, but are going to come out really, really well. So I'm only long 5 of $15 puts, but I'm short 45 of the 12.5 puts. So what happened is that I was long the puts, they were decaying. I sold 17.5, so I sold 20s, basically halted the decay. And then when the stock started going down and the long puts were going up, I started rolling the 17.5 and 20 puts down to 12.5, which I don't mind actually getting put at 12.5, but hopefully it will not come to that. So I'm in what's called unbalanced put debit spread, put credit spread. Sorry, not debit spread. And so once I get rid of the 5 long puts, take the last profits there. I'm just going to keep the short 12.5 puts. If I get put, I get put. If I don't get put, they'll expire worthless. That's more money on the bank. And last but not least, I trimmed some more. I had with covered calls. I'm long 2,000 shares of WeRide. I was long 4,000 shares, trimmed in the high 9s, covered the calls back with profits, and now we just let it go. I own 2,000 at 850. Stock at 920, up about 1,500. So far so good. Had a good week, and this week is also turning out to be okay so far as a Monday. And what is going on? Let's see. SPY is just grinding higher. Actually, let's go to the big charts. This is SPY, but we'll go to SPX in a minute. Yeah, just grinding higher. What is there to do? I mean, I'm long, so I'm not going to argue with the market. But I would like to buy some hedges, actually, at some point. Maybe today. I don't know. MACD is kind of struggling here, but if we do roll up, I think it'll be interesting. Apple dumping. Let's see. It dumps. Yeah, it's down about. Yeah, actually. Apple actually is the weakest. This is the 1 minute chart of Apple. Yeah, you can see the dump. Yeah, pretty big. Good volume dump. And we'll see where it goes. This is 1 year, 1 day. Good support at about 195. It wasn't resistance. Actually, Apple is the weakest acting Mag 7. Microsoft, amazing. New high. It was at a new high. I'm pretty sure it's still at a new high. Yep, again, another new high. Meta, very close to a new high. Netflix at a new high. Yep, Meta is getting close to a new high. Netflix at a new high. Was at a new high, but still very close to an all-time high. Yeah, Amazon. Yeah, it looks like on its way to a new high, but and this is the triple Q. I think triple Q is very close to an all-time high. Yeah, but 540.81 was the high. We're at 531.32. So what's that? 1%? Less than 1%. And SPX. is where SPX is 6012, 6147 high. Again, 1.5% from an all-time high. VIX collapsing, actually. Yeah, VIX down to 17. Time to buy some hedges probably. So from what I own, let's look at those. Webull, symbol is BULL. This thing hit 80 when it first came back. Now it's down to 1070. I don't mind owning this about 10.5. Looking at, comparison-wise, looking at a Robinhood, yes, it's not purely comparable, but, it's a trading platform, and I think Robinhood and Webull Gap will close. EVgo, sold the cover calls again, those labels. Okay, let's get rid of those labels. Okay. Yeah, I think it's doing what it's doing back here. Just more sideways until the next earnings catalyst. And I bought it on the earnings catalyst. I've been holding it for about a month now. Lowering costs. If I get called away at 4, it's fine. It'll be like a few $1,000 trade. If not, then we'll sell the calls again. Or one time, I think I'm just going to let it go. But earnings are not for another month and a half. So gotta be patient and keep selling calls. Although I do hate cover calls. It lowers my cost basis. So, today I sold them when the stock rallied. 4 days to go. I will only sell weeklies if I'm selling cover calls on anything, actually. And sold them at 25 cents. So 25 cents plus 10 cents plus 7 cents, 42 cents. My cost is 370. My lower, if I don't get called away, my cost will be 330. Stock is 417. So, that's how you do it. And Oscar Health, really, really like this company, like the stock. Had a big day actually a couple of days ago, big volume day. Earnings were really good here with the catalyst, with the huge gap up, pullback. I bought it right into the gap. So I did the right thing with the synthetic. Now we're just holding. It's down a couple of cents for the day, but no problem. And Pony AI. Yeah, don't mind owning this at 12.5 minus the put premium that I collected. And WeRide, that's what I'm long. But I'm missing a lot of good trades. Well, WeRide doing, actually the pair trade is working out beautifully. Short Pony, long WRD was the right thing to do. Since that trade was put on, Pony AI is down about 7 points, and WeRide is about unchanged to up about 10%. So that's called a pair trade. You've picked two companies within the same industry and short one and go along the other one, and that's what we did. A lot of good names that I've been watching pull back to exactly what they should do and didn't act. One is Archer, pullback. It's just perfect pullback to 50 EMA. Archer Aviation. Another one was Joby. See, these are the same industry groups. There you go, right? But I'm missing these trades, which is kind of pissing me off, actually. Affirm breaking out. Lemonade was one of my favorite stocks, breaking out again. Pullbacks on all of these. Affirm, Lemonade, insurance stocks, obviously. They must be bought. BE, I really like a lot. Bloom Energy, that's kind of breaking out. I like these patterns, as you guys know, going sideways and then ultimately breaking out. And if you guys have any questions, just put it in the chat. I'll answer it after this. Let me look at my watch list. Actually, I put a video of my positions in watch list as a standalone video this morning at 8 o'clock. So please go take a look at it. So MicroStrategy. Actually, let's look at IBIT first, which is the big BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, very close to an all-time high since Bitcoin is an all-time high. This is BITX, which is 2x ETF of IBIT. Be careful trading these because they have slippage. So Micro or Strategy, they bought more Bitcoin actually this morning. Big move coming up, I feel like, on this. So I will definitely be trading MSTU. Tesla, we know what happened. Tesla, I mean, look, there are a lot of Tesla fanboys. I'm putting a good video out this week. Is Tesla dead money? I think it's dead money. It's been dead money for 4 years. Stocks are to be bought and sold. That's about it. Actually had a really good trade for a one-day single trade on TSLL. Had bought on 90 of the 11s and made some decent money there. What else are we looking at? Is ALB breaking out? Yeah, I like that chart now. ALB is Albemarle. Let's see. ASTS with Tesla troubles and SpaceX troubles. Space company going to the old highs. Pretty obvious, obviously. Chinese stocks are still doing okay. Not as hot as before, but they're hanging in there with all the bad news. Billy is my favorite in that group. I like these types of sideways patterns before they break out. So definitely watching Billy. A lot of the nuclear stocks did well, and they pulled back a little bit, but they're still going. Crazy one. I'm going to short this one. That's a fact. It's called CoreWeave. You guys know about it, right? Came public at 30 and melt up. If this makes a new high with non-confirming technicals, definitely going short this thing. There was a lot of rumors, by the way, that Hood was going to be included in S&P 500, and there was no inclusion, so that's why it's down a little bit. Buy on pullbacks for sure. There's no ifs, there's no buts about it. Gold, just consolidating at a high between, I don't know, 2,900 and 3,200. I wouldn't trade gold, but I would trade Nugget, NUGT, which is the 2x ETF of gold. What else is going on? Hood, as we say, is down because it was a disappointment that they didn't get selected to the S&P 500, but probably next quarter. Lemonade I showed. I'm just going through my list on my phone and putting them up. We looked at Metaplanet. I added to my watch list. Metaplanet is the Japanese version of Strategy. They're buying Bitcoin with everything they have. Pretty volatile stock, but it looks pretty good to me. NVTS, again, we just traded it, missed it, and then pulled back, bought it, new high. Beautiful chart. I looked at Oscar Health. Palantir. I think Palantir is just going to go between 100 and 150. Well, I know it's a very wide trading range, but I think selling naked strangles on this is going to be really, really a good trade. What else we got? Let's look at some of the quantum stocks. QBT, quantum computing, breaking out. I think RGTI is going to be the next one. Actually, RGTI did rally to 15. It's about hovering right under 50 EMA. I may actually give this a shot, just with a synthetic long call short puts. Rocket Lab doing well because Elon's fallout, and that's why ASTS is doing well as well. For SpaceX, Trump said, they may cancel all the government contracts, and I'm going like, I don't know what's going to happen there. SoFi is actually consolidating here at a high level. One more pullback maybe before the next big leg up. TLT, interest rates are not going down. Trump wants to lower interest rates, so this is an inverse indicator. Rates keep going up, actually, as opposed to going down. Yeah, so market saying something completely different here. Market saying, nope, inflation is not gone. We're going to keep interest rates high. Upstart, just like Affirm, decent chart, nothing major. There's another short candidate for me, actually. right at the 200 EMA. I think I'm going to short this one, just buy some puts straight up. We're coming up there into resistance now. It's called block. XYZ is the symbol. What else? Yeah, that's about it, to be honest with you. Let's look at the scanner. Let's see if we got anything going today. I'm sure there's some crazy ones in there. Nectar up $8 from 20. What? NKTR. Nectar Therapeutics. It's probably trash. But then, these high frequency algos get on these things. Oh, yeah. Look at that thing. 83 cents to the $11. Wow. Jesus. 2-minute chart. Gapped up. Must have some good news on it. It's okay. Next one is TWNP, Twin Hospitality. Let's look at that one. That's 2-minute chart. Let's look at the daily. It's hanging in there, actually. Oh, that may not be a bad trade, actually. Wonder what the news is. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Actually, let's take a look at it now. What is the news? Twin Hospitality Group announces participation in Noble Capital. Nothing important. I don't think it is. So let's look at the next one. New Egg. Ah, an old favorite. And what was the symbol? NE what? NEGG, right? Yeah, I remember New Egg. Not that one. This one. NEGG. Wow, that's been moving actually. Huh. Yeah, these are the crazy moves. If you do check your scanner, it had a crazy move here, consolidated, pull back, waited, and boom, next leg up. Interesting. I think I'm going to start looking more and more at these early in the morning. Not day trade, but swing trade these. I think there is food left on the table on a lot of these. New Egg. Next one, Alarm Technologies. ALAR. Oh, that's a nice chart. I may be actually interested in that. What's the news on that today? No long base, gap up, good volume. It's not done going up. I don't think it is. No options, better. What is the news? After company raised its guidance. Yep. Revenue. Huh. What'd they even do? We'll take a look at it in a second. Interesting. ALAR. Okay, let's take a look on Google. I mean, Yahoo Finance. ALAR. Let's see how many shares are out there. Let's see the debt. Let's see the cash. Let's see if they need to raise cash. So I love Yahoo Finance for that. I'll just go there, look on statistics. $56 million company. This could be a short squeeze if there's a good short position there. Decent revenues, actually. Gross profit. 14 million in cash. So they may not need immediate cash, but then when the stock goes up this much, usually companies do float some shares, but doesn't matter. 7 million shares outstanding, float 61 million. Ooh, that's the problem. Wow. Yeah, not too much of a short position. So 7 million outstanding. How's the float 61 million? What do they have? Do they have a lot of convertibles? There's something wrong with that puppy. Float is 62 million. Shares outstanding 7 million. Yeah, restricted stock probably. all the other stuff they have. Interesting. I'll keep an eye on this. Let me write this down. ALAR. And what did it do? In the morning, gapped up, sideways. Actually, it's just grinding higher. Okay, interested. Last but not least, what else is on the screen? SNPX, another Newegg, and SNPX to cheap guts, GUTS. Okay, so that's about it. All right. Fuel cell also going up. Some amount of my members told me. Let's look at that. Yeah, look at that. Let's see if that's worth looking at. That's interesting. I like these. I like these little charts that are coming off bottoms. Optionable, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what kind of options we got here. Not much of the Junes. Let's look at the 20th of June. Not much of option activity. Okay. Fuel cell. Keep an eye on that. Let's look at the 3-year chart. Wait a minute. How did the 3-year look? Oh, it's 1 hour. Never mind. Huh. Interesting. Well, I'm long EVgo. They're the same thing. Fuel cell. 760. That's interesting. Very interesting. Let's look at July. July 7 puts and 8 calls. Pretty widespread. July 8 puts, 8 calls. Maybe interesting trade, actually. Okay. Fuel cell. FCEL. Yeah, like I said, all these, good volume. What's the news? Better expected earnings. Yep, all these companies now are just coming out with better than expected earnings, but I'll bet you they have shit ton of debt, though. Let's take a look at fuel cell on Yahoo Finance, and then I'll answer some questions if somebody wants to come on. Grab the link. Fuel cell is a $146 million company. $176 million in cash. $7.78 in cash. Basically, the whole company is in cash, actually. Yeah. But they also have $150 million in debt. So I'll take that out. Net cash is about $3. Huh. Okay. No float. 22 million shares out. 5 million shares short. So 22% of the float is short. This may be a short squeeze. Let's really keep a close eye on this. I think I like this, actually. And definitely a move to 200 EMA, which is at 10. Yeah, I think I'm going to trade this puppy. Let's do it. This is how you do it. You just make a decision and you do it. Let's sell the 8 puts, July 8 puts by the July 8 calls. Let's see how much we can do it for credit. Sell the July 8 puts by the July 8 calls for 56-cent credit. Let's go for a 60-cent. Yeah, the spread is pretty wide. Let's go for a 65-cent credit. For 5 options, what is it going to cost me? $3,600, so $700 each option. Okay, we're going to do that, definitely. Let's see, the 1-minute chart. Yeah, it's just going sideways before it goes higher. I like it. I like this trade. I definitely do. Yeah, everything else is hanging in there. I mean, just watching paint dry today. Not much is going on. But I do like fuel cell quite a bit. Actually, the move, today is the 2nd day. Yeah, the move was on Friday. Today is the 2nd day of follow-up. Maybe we'll just wait a little bit, but Bollinger Bands are opening up. It's going to be one of these kind of moves. Yeah, we'll just definitely keep an eye on it. Okay, cool. Well, that's it for me. If you guys have anything to say. All right, let's see. Are you out of Oklahoma? Yeah, I am out of Oklahoma. Yeah. What's up? What's up, Shark Stereo? You guys want to come on? Grab the link. If not, I'm gonna cut it short and say goodbye. Tesla for bear flag. What do you mean? Oh, it's gonna build a bear flag? Thoughts on Peloton? Sure, let's take a look. I like it. I actually it did okay. Am I out of Oklahoma? Yeah, I am out of Oklahoma. I was out of Oklahoma last week. I wasn't even in it on Friday. Check the community page. You mean the short, right? The one was short with the options. I got assigned, and then the other ones I covered on the next couple of days when the stock was lower. Yeah, I am out of it. Check the community page, Doug. Let's take a look at Peloton. Okay. Let's look at it. Yeah, not bad. Not my favorite, but not bad. After the April pullback, making higher highs, higher lows. Yeah, decent. I mean, I know the company has a lot of financial problems, but will it be the next Carvana? You guys remember Carvana? It's up 1,000%. The chart looked just like that. You can see, just like here. Peloton looks like Carvana here. Carvana's only gone up from 600 to $356 to $350. But on Carvana, I think it's an all-time short coming up on this. Peloton. Yeah. I mean, it's been dead money. Decent, for a low price trading stock, probably decent. But I wouldn't be my number one pick or anything like that. But it does move. So where's the next resistance? 8.5 first, and then 10. So we have some room. We have a couple of points in here, but there are better charts, better names. So okay. Anybody else? Nobody wants to come on? So yeah, enjoy the week. Have a profitable week. I will be back on Friday with the members. I'll be back on Wednesday. And again, if you enjoyed the content, please put a thumbs up. Please share. Please subscribe. And if you become a member, I appreciate it. Support the channel that way. Email me, Sergio@sergioavedian.com. I will send you the Telegram chat group where I post my trade live without it being financial or trading advice. And amazing group there, really. I want to grow that community within the community. So your support is appreciated. And let's see when I get to a new equity all-time high, what day this week, hopefully, if the market doesn't fall off the cliff. I think it'll be pretty close, probably by Wednesday. And yeah, things are well. See you guys on Friday for Power Hour. Last but not least, stay safe, stay healthy. That's the most important thing. We'll see what's happening on the streets. Again, I'm not going to comment on it, but I will protect myself. That's all I can say. And yeah. So with that said, much love. Stay safe, stay healthy. And I will see you guys on Friday for Power Hour and my members on Wednesday for Members Only Live. If you have any questions, you can shoot them to me, Sergio@sergioavedian.com. I may get to it within 48 hours, but I will respond. But stay profitable, please. Vic always has something to say at the last minute. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Protect yourself means protect your family. protect yourself physically, protect your property at any means. So I'm not going to say more than that. Yeah, any means, because cops are not going to get to you. Their hands are full. And yeah, protect yourself. I don't know. I don't think it's going to get much worse. I think yeah, I think people are tired of this. And but again, no comment. You're trying to squeeze me a comment out of me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to refrain myself. I commented enough on Trump and Elon's Jerry Springer show and Washington, D.C. swamp and all that good stuff. There's really good content I put out last week and this weekend, and this coming up this week. Check it out. You know, I don't mince words. I say what I think, and you like it, you like it. You don't like it, tough shit. But I will definitely protect my family, my house, my private property. I will not allow anything to get touched, to the best of my ability. But that's all I can say. So much love. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Make some money. We'll see you guys on Friday and the members on Wednesday. Bye.